2020 has turned into the year of protecting ourselves from illness. Wear a mask, wash your hands. Young and old are participating, but it's not foolproof and people can still get sick. RSV is a virus that's extremely common and can present as a common cold. But for our youngest, it's hard to fight and can quickly become a lung infection.
The little ones will wheeze, they have a cough, a lot of runny nose, and in the winter months, it's one of the most common things we see coming through the office. And also one of the most common things, reasons for infants and young kiddos to be admitted to the hospital. The things that we start to see is that increased work of breathing. If a child or a baby is breathing very quickly, if they're having a hard time feeding because they're breathing and working so hard to get air in and out, those would be concerning features.
But many of these symptoms could also be something else.
Unfortunately, a lot of the respiratory illnesses we see, flu, RSV, and potentially COVID, have a lot of overlapping features. So it may be very difficult to really distinguish one from the other.
And that's frustrating. Dr. Avner says infants aren't as good as older children at clearing out something like a stuffy nose. So families need to do things to protect themselves.
As we know, when an illness hits a household, it's very tough to keep the younger ones away from each other. And so as best as we can, we try to practice those same hygiene practices that we've all been doing for the last 6 months, and washing hands and keeping a distance, and maybe not as much love from one older child to the infant or vice versa as we might usually see when they're well.
And more than likely, if your doctor can't figure out what it is, expect a test.
I think testing is going to be a big part of what we're looking at this winter in order to really try to identify the source of a child's illness.
Dr. Avner says you can get RSV anytime, but it's typically more common from November into April. And parents, trust your gut. Dr. Avner says his best tool is mom and dad's intuition. So if you think something's wrong with your child, call your doctor.